Hey everybody, how are you today? Listen, the following actions that you're about to see in this video are very, very dangerous. So much so that they can be life-threatening. They can hurt somebody. They can kill somebody. So please practice safety. If you do not know what you're doing, please do not do it. Handle all firearms with the utmost care as though they are a loaded weapon, whether they're unloaded or not. Always practice safety. Make sure you wear your protection. Make sure you have eyeglasses, something to protect yourself, and always shoot at a proper area. I'm about to shoot at a pile of logs. It is a sufficient berm. I live in the county, and so I'm allowed to discharge a firearm and target practice. I actually have a range down the end of my driveway. But for testing purposes of this particular firearm, we're just going to shoot it into a pile of logs at the ground. So, without further ado, guys, once again, please practice safety. Please be safe. This is very, very important. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. This isn't for minors. This is for adults. Always do it under adult supervision if you are a minor. And here we go. Well, hey, everybody. How you doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Those of you that have been following me on Twitch know that I've been talking about my AR build. Long story short, 4.5 years ago, when I met my wife, we went out for our 1-year anniversary, and she took me to get my nails done because she knew that I had transitioned prior, whatnot. Anyway, but after she did that, I kind of pretended that I didn't like getting my nails done, that I was just there because she wanted to be there. And so I immediately, after leaving there, had to go to the gun store, and I had to build an AR-15 or get something that was just fucking manly because I didn't want her to think that I was all of this. So that's kind of the long story short. Anyway, so I built this firearm. It's an AR-15 by Palmetto Firearms. And I built the piece. I built it all piece by piece by piece. I put the trigger together. I put the buffer springs in. I put the whole barrel together. I bought the bolt carrier assembly. I mean, everything. The bolt carrier group. I mean, all of it. I put together because I just wanted to see if I could take a bare lower stripped AR-15 and make it into something that worked. Well, it half worked. And because it half worked, I really never had the opportunity to fire it. And so the last couple of days, I've really been trying to just get it right, with the way that things are, and you never know if you get a hunker down. I want to make sure that everything works, Not that I'm going to go off some wild tangent. No, that's not it at all. I just want to make sure all my firearms work, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And so on the last few days, I've been trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with it. And basically, the issue that I was having was when I would put one of these rounds in it, this is a 5.56, I would put the round in it, it would fire the round, it would eject the round, but it wouldn't feed the new round, and it would get jammed. It constantly got jammed. One shot every time. One. Didn't matter. And so what I ended up doing is taking the whole firearm apart, and between here and here and here, okay, you have the bolt carrier group here, you have the buffer spring back here inside of here, and then inside here there's a little pin that this buffer holds down, that the tube holds down, and then there's a little piece that sticks up that holds the buffer spring back. Now that piece is this, okay? A little spring that goes on it, and then this thing goes on top of it, and when you push it down, you screw the buffer tube in, and it's supposed to stick out just that little tit, that little nipple, right? And I wasn't super aware of that. I've never really built an AR. When I was in the military, I shot AR, M16s. They didn't have buffer tubes on them, not this way. So we didn't take that stuff apart, and so I never really learned a whole lot about it. Yes, they had buffer springs. Yes, they were gas blowback like this one, but we just didn't take it apart. We field stripped them, and that just didn't involve building it. And so building it was a whole new thing. And so I don't know if I put it in there, if I didn't put it in there, if when I was opening and closing it, it blew out, Because let me tell you guys, over the last couple of days, I've been trying to mess with this, and I've already like thrown this thing over the room twice. This happens to be a spare one. But when I opened up my firearm for the first time in a long time, I found this. And this was squeezed between the bolt carrier group and the battery, which is all of this, right? And so I'm like, I wonder where that comes from. Well, I'll tell you, I spent the better part of 45 minutes trying to figure out where the hell that spring came from and what it went with and whatever. And I didn't realize that it was the buffer tube spring and the little piece that went on top of it. Now, again, I don't know if I didn't install it right the first time. I don't know what the deal was. I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, I went to Palmetto State Armory and I bought a new one. I bought a spring. Actually, I bought a whole trigger kit. But I bought a new one with that. It came with the little spring and the little tube, and I bought another one just to make sure I have two, should that ever happen again. And so I put the rifle together, okay? Now, I have had a couple of issues with it over the last couple of days, all right? Yesterday I had it, and it wouldn't fire. I don't know why. I don't know. But I went in and I took the gun apart today. I oiled it. I checked everything. I function checked it. Did all I was supposed to do to make sure to see that this would function properly. And it seems to function properly. So after lubing the gun, checking everything, and I'm changing ammunition. I'm also going with brand new ammunition instead of reload ammunition just to be on the safe side. And so I've loaded that into this 20-round magazine. Brand new rounds, PMC. And obviously, before we ever load a gun, we're going to put it on safe, right? So, safe. I'm going to put the magazine in, okay? And then we're going to load the chamber, okay? It is now a loaded firearm, all right? Keep it downrange. Keep it up in the air. Try to keep it downrange, all right? Now, for the purposes of testing, I'm not on my range. I'm just shooting into some logs that I have here. It's perfectly safe. It's a big pile of fucking logs. Nothing's going anywhere. And so let's find out if it works, because this is going to be a first. I will have never fired it. You guys are going to be the first to watch me fire this. So here we go. Now again, downrange, safety glasses. I have earplugs in. Make sure it's unsafe. Do not put your finger on the trigger until you are ready to fire. All right? So downrange, just a little pile of logs. This is nothing more than a check. 4 shots. If it ejects 4 times, that means I fixed it. Here we go. Safety off. Fire ready. 1 successful eject. 1 successful load. 1 successful eject. 1 successful load. 1 successful eject. 1 successful load. Now, I'm going to put the gun back on safety because I'm going to take the magazine out. Because in the magazine, I still have more rounds. Round number 4 is still sitting in the chamber. All right, so again, we're still keeping it pointing towards the logs. Right? And here goes the last shot. Safety off. Fire. Now, safety on. The firearm's empty. Okay. We're going to set it. Wide open. We're going to check. No ammunition. Okay. We're going to put buttstock in, sight down. This weapon is safe. Okay. Now, I reload all of my brass. All right. I reload my own. And so the 4 shots I picked up, I'm going to pick up. And I'm going to, well, load brass. So I'm going to pause this video just for a second. I'll be right back. All right. So we're back. As you see, 4 spent casings. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe I have successfully fixed my damn firearm. So thanks for joining me today, guys. It's been a lot of fun. YouTube is the only place I can seem to show them. Twitch has a strict, I guess, no firearm policy, but YouTube does not. And I was safe today. I always encourage safe. I have a custom set of earplugs that I wear, so I don't do the headphone thingy. And I just wore my regular glasses, which are shatterproof, and so they're just as good. But always practice safety. Keep your gun down range. Put the safe on when you're not firing. When you're done, obviously, pull it back. Make sure you're empty before you go. Guys, practice safe everything. Thanks for joining me today. And we'll see you guys on Twitch tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there at Just a Girl Lexi. Bye, guys. Thank you. Guys, so now that you got to see that, all right, you saw how I cleared the weapon and made sure that it was safe. And I took the magazine out. I picked up all my brass. And now I've come inside. And I'm not going to clean it today, but I am going to clean it. But before that, make sure your firearms are always properly stored. I do have kids, and so I do make sure that they are properly stored. They will go from here and into the safe. So as you see, it is not loaded. I have a rifle lock on it to prevent it. I have the bolt back. The bolt carrier group is back. And the weapon is completely unloaded and unusable. You can't put a magazine in, you can't put a round in, you can't close the chamber. That is the purpose of one of these. It will go in the safe when I'm done. And of course, I hold all the keys. And you ain't getting my safe without this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. It is really a giant relief to know that it finally works. It only took me 4 years. I mean, fuck, 4 years, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And again, these actions are performed by me. I'm very trained in the use of weapons. I've been pretty much around it my entire life, and I know what I'm doing. So, safety, safety, safety. Thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you on Twitch.